Saint Blasius. This is the entry, a place for people to pray without having access to the total church itself. This is an interesting architecture. Instead of being high and lofty, it's low, squat, contained, almost compressing. And simple, not quite Spartan, but simple decoration of the altar area. The old stones, those may be burial sites.
Not sure what this is, but it looks like it would have been a large entryway for carriages.
It reminds me of buildings you would see in Italy. With their tiers of arched balconies. I wonder if that chute-like device would have anything to do with that water noise I heard. Some more of those stones used for decor. Might be, considering that death skull down below. That angel. I can see dates in there, what look like dates, and the word anno, 1705. Ah, that must be what it is. This is that this area here was once an open area that was used as a cemetery around that church. It begs the question, what did they do with the bodies? It represents a trade-off between respect for the dead and their foolish wishes and the valued real estate in which they lay. And in this script, there's something smaller written in between the lines. I wonder what that is, what it means, why it's there. I presume that's Christ cavalierly holding onto that cross. But then that may represent a cloud around him, so he's in heaven now. Would have been interesting in his day because it's in 3D relief. And it appears to be using perspective of some sort. Triple coat of arms. I wonder what that would signify. This one with 5 men, beneath them 5 shields, with their coat of arms perhaps, and the symbol of death. 1588. Is this Roman numeral for 15:3 or 8? Bird with its wings spread. Looks like 1518. And a frog on a shield. 1515. 1508. She's an important person in this time to have the cash to have this carved out for him. In his fanciful imaginings of time, what did he think a person like me would think about him, know about him, care about him? Or was it God that he wanted to continue to remind of his existence?
No, I don't know.
This is remarkable, but I don't know what it is yet. But what's interesting is that huge cavity that has purposely been carved out of that escarpment. What was it for? Up there we can see a balcony of some sort. But why? This appears to be the reason, this majestic looking tunnel that's been carved through and its entryway. We'll walk through that now and see where it goes. Herbert von Karajanplatz. Sounds like a conductor. Tunnelway for bicycles, presumably. It's interesting, it's the first town that gives very strong precedence to bicycles and purposely not doing it for pedestrians. It's interesting how it was carved. You can see the round cuts from the blades. We're on the other side of those tunnels, and it looks like that tunnel was designed for traffic also, but now is reduced for foot traffic and bicycles. I think this is easily justifiable because the stone is so, I think, soft. So here's what's on the other side. It's interesting that these obelisks have been carved out of the same material in situ. This guy man sitting here begging, and it's interesting because he looks like he's in great condition. He even goes to the extent of waving to people. About to enter University Platz, and this is University Kirche, or church. Interesting, from somewhere this water pours down through here into this hole. This reminds me of a sundial, but I don't see them exploiting that capability with any indicators. There's a fountain assembly right here also. Looks like it's had some time. I haven't seen anything this curious of this nature. 1656. This square suggests to me, unlike, let's say, Lucerne or Zurich, as a reflection of how once you start down the slippery slope of tourist exploitation, everything goes. There's no restraint. Local markets for people, though. Almost as frighteningly expensive, it seems, as Switzerland. Seeing that churches also are going to restrain by closing their doors. Looks like a quick and dirty whitewash. I'd imagine that such an edifice would have been built this devoid of color. Certainly not all of that sculpture work devoid of color. We're standing underneath that dome in the center of the transept. And I'll pan just to do it, but there's nothing much of interest. Give a very raw sense of the cavernous of these kind of huge edifices. In the curvature of the building faces and the streets, it's hard to know that anything's old. They're 1360 to 1999. Walk back up from University Platz, hoping to find one of the streets that the guide said went to the north. The only thing I see leaving is that street that goes through that archway down to them, and then something like this. And this may be what I'm looking for. At least I'm going to pursue it. Narrow street that runs apparently kind of north and south, I guess. So I'll just follow it down. It looks like a pedestrianized tourist shopping street. There's that street I'll go down just to see where it goes. may be the remnants of this old building. Back up to that street and navigate to the left. This does seem to show remnants of a medieval era, for all that I call this medieval. Another passageway through. Was it once a time when this stone was flat and smooth? Nothing novel about all this. The prices here probably 50%, 100% more than Vienna.